Dear friends, today in this video, we're going to talk about 5 qualities of a bad trader. Thus, you will be able to find out what qualities should be removed from your trading. You're on the Make Money channel. Let's sort it all out. The most common quality of a bad trader is fear. A feeling of fear is most often the first of the emotions that manifests itself in a person who is starting to work in the market. Fear can be classified into components: primary fear and secondary fear. Primary fear appears at the very beginning, before you make your first trade. You study charts, look at the flashing quotes, and an unconscious fear arises that the first trade may turn out to be unprofitable. How to overcome fear in trading? You can only cope with any emotions by understanding why they arise and how they arise. You can do that only if you understand the cause and trigger of this or that feeling. I will lose money. Open your first trade with a small deposit. You do not need to plan a long-term large-scale operation to conquer the market. Even if the first deal turns out to be a loss, take the loss of a small amount of money as a payment for learning, as an investment in your business, which will bring good results in the future. I don't know enough knowledge, I still need to learn. If a trader has no result, neither positive nor negative, it is impossible to adequately understand whether the knowledge is sufficient or not. You can only check the quality of knowledge by analyzing the results of the transactions made. If I lose in the first go, then this is fate. I guess this is not my thing. That's you who's saying this, but your fatalism, it's not your best assistant. It is not efficient to use terms like fate or nor fate. Don't accept the idea that your first deal is a litmus test of your future good luck or bad luck in general. If I lose money, then I'm a bad trader. You can tell if a trader is good or bad after making at least 7-10 trades. Consistent analysis of the results will help identify mistakes, if there are any, and correct them. Secondary fear is stronger than primary fear because it is emotional and present obvious facts of failure, wrong forecasts, incorrect analysis, misinterpretation of the fundamental data, and as a result a losing trade. If primary fear is experienced as a feeling of worry, doubt in the operation's success, then secondary fear instills a feeling of helplessness, depression, self-doubt, and most importantly, it obscures the ability to analyze the market competently. Thus, secondary fear affects not only the emotional state of an individual, but also his or her intellectual abilities. Understanding the nature of the problem is the key to its solution. Knowing the fear is based not only on emotions, but also on their arguments we talked about above, you need to deal with them. In order to neutralize doubts, it is necessary to understand their root cause. Thus, it is necessary to find out why the mistakes that led to the unsatisfactory result were made. It appears after the experience of unsuccessful trades. Sometimes one small losing position is enough. Sometimes fear appears after several, not very successful transactions. Next, we're moving on to another extremely bad trader's quality: greed. The second quality that is accompanied by strong emotions and that prevents a trader from being fully productive is greed. As a rule, greed and fear are opposite in nature, and a trader who suffers from the ailment called fear is unlikely to be simultaneously confronted with feelings of greed. Since greed is closely tied to emotions, it is often caused either by euphoria from rapid successes or by despair from successive failures. In the second case, having lost a significant portion of the deposit, a trader decides to take revenge in the market and play it back at one stroke. He opens a large and risky position, hoping to cover all losses with profit from its closing. But very often, in an attempt to win back, a trader loses even more, as he or she intends to go to the end. They tend to think, either I will close all of my losses after this trade, or I will lose again, one more stop or one less. With this mindset, they will not close a position till the last moment, even if it is become unprofitable. It would be better to wait and see if the market turns around again, and you can win it back. In practice, the market is much more likely to play out violently on those who want to play back on it. The third bad quality of a trader is obviously lack of self-confidence. There are people who are not self-confident. They are insecure in many areas. That includes trading as well. It may affect the results. Such a person can miss signals of the system just because he/she is not confident, and it doesn't matter that the system is well tested. It may reach the point of being completely unable to open a trade. What leads to insecurity is failures and the conclusion that a person is a failure. And not just a simple conclusion, but an absolute belief in it. This conclusion may have been drawn a long time ago. One doesn't even remember it at all, but it has a profound effect on his life. A person subconsciously begins to do everything to justify this conclusion. It's called self-fulfilling prophecies. This is how almost any belief works. What to do about this? First of all, think back on whether you have ever concluded that you're a loser. Answer the question of whether you feel confident about trading. A lack of self-confidence can be defined by two signs: a strong doubt that you will be able to get the results you want, or a belief that you will not get it. Although this doesn't not have any real objective reason. Everyone, especially traders, need to work on themselves and their insecurity. This quality becomes a great obstacle in our life path. The ability to get rid of unnecessary things will open the door to success and self-confidence. Turn a flaw into an advantage. And of course, we can't do without the euphoria that overwhelms the trader very quickly. Euphoria, as a critical state of joy, is most often born suddenly and grips a trader, generating a lot of positive feelings. The example of euphoria clearly demonstrates how positive emotions can play a very negative role. The main disadvantage of euphoria is a clouding of consciousness, slipping into uncontrolled joy, and subsequently a negative impact on the quality of the analysis conducted and accordingly on the results of the predictions. In any emotional state, the trader's effectiveness decreases because he or she gives into an emotion and own experiences. And in this case, there is an effect of inverse proportionality. The more emotions he or she feels, the less quality of his or her mental abilities is at the given moment. This is not to mention the loss of the risk perception and hence a decrease in the amount of control over transactions. In contrast to fear, euphoria can affect any trader, not only beginners but also quite experienced professionals with certain knowledge and ability to cope with emotions. The danger of euphoria is that it creeps up unnoticed and immediately seizes the trader completely, leaving no time to even realize the fact that this is euphoria. The last quality of a bad trader for today is laziness. Laziness appears for a variety of reasons. It may have developed early in your life if you didn't have to put in much effort. Or it may have developed after college, when you were on your own, or after you made a decent amount of money and it seemed to you that this was all you needed. Additional responsibility doesn't seem so difficult, but it makes life or commerce a much more complicated thing and can lead to the appearance of laziness. When starting to work on laziness or another motivational problem, try approaching trading as a small business. You decide where and when you trade, how much, what limits, and what strategies to use. It is your responsibility to analyze your trading in your mind game, use the latest software and strategies and much more. You have a lot to decide and a lot to do. If you lack the ability to run your business properly, it means you're lazy. That's it. Tell us if you've come across any of these qualities. And write how you were able to cope with it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget that we also have our Telegram channel, which is in the description below the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and of course like this video. Make money!